No, you was gonna go out there. You was gonna carve your own way. Yeah. But Jim needed.
Anyway, I'm trying to catch up with life. I've been stuck in here, y'all. I'm gonna go back to my little thing. I've been stuck in here, which is good. It's good. I didn't know. I didn't know that I would miss it so much. I didn't know I would miss it so much in life. We all are, y'all. We gotta give God a chance. We ain't giving God a chance. I was saying earlier, like even when I went to jail about 4 times in this situation in 5 years, 3 times, something like that. I can't remember. I know it was enough to where they were like, you go back to jail again, we're gonna send you on to prison. You know what I'm saying? And I just took I was fighting against the solitude. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be a tree. But I knew I had to be a tree. And I went to jail, and I just kept going to jail. I mean, I've been in jail a few times, a good bit of time, but this time I went to jail and observed, and I added the inmates stuff to my life so I can deal with this life outside of jail. And it helped. It worked out. It worked out real good. And then I sit here and I wonder why prisoners don't act the same when they get out of jail. Some do, some don't. But the obedience that we learn in such situations is beautiful if you actually do it the right way. And I just added it on there. So when I got out of jail, it made this situation a lot easier to deal with. And then I always wanted to. They told me not to say that, but I ain't gonna say it. But anyway, like my name just says, stay away from people. That's true. Man, be like a tree. If you got buried alive, if somebody put you through it like I went through it, and especially if they were loved ones, people who were supposed to love you, family member, parent, no matter what it is. But if you get buried alive, you probably gonna be stuck wherever you at, and that's okay too, because God gonna do something. The animals gonna help. You're gonna see the animals do it. You might see buzzards, crows, all that. These, you learn from them because they are signs. But in my case, it's like it's more warming for me, the animals coming around me, because I ain't got nobody to come around me. Because it's the dark night of the soul. You're in the dark night of the soul. You're in the dark night of the soul. You're going through a spiritual course. Nobody really can be around you, and you shouldn't be around nobody. And like I said, God, my lawyer, so you can't be around. If you ain't elevated high enough, the energy not gonna let you in my energy anyway. So just embrace that moment and give it all to God. I say give everything to God. You know, I've been reading. I done read the pages off my Bible, and I'm still not getting it. And that's a good thing. You know, I read books all the time, and I get it. But, before I got in this situation. But I've been reading the Bible all my life, and I'm still barely raising the surface. And I love that. It's like every time I read it, it's like in Exodus. I ain't gonna read it, but in Exodus. Oh man, no I didn't. Yeah I did. But it's here though. I think I wrote something. Give me a second, y'all. There you go, I got it. It's in Leviticus chapter 18, and it explains the orderly fashion of things of who we should have sex with. Not sex, sex with. You know, we should yeah, you know what I mean, who you shouldn't, you know, be that comfortable with. And it talks about your siblings, your family members, and how basically that be incest. And you see how they waited to Leviticus because they had to start from Adam and Eve. It's like God waited for the bloodline to spread out. Okay, now y'all ain't gotta do this no more. So stop it. So of course that must have been an issue right there now. And now, no, you don't sleep with mama, you don't sleep with daddy, sisters and cousins and stuff. This is your auntie. And you know, we all be thinking that auntie, cousin, all this come from man somewhere. Who figured this out? It's in the Bible. Same thing with food. Like it's a season where you both really vegan. It's a different vegetarian, vegan, fruitarian or something like that. Okay. And meat. Really, all of them is under one table. It's supposed to be a time you eat meat. It's supposed to be a time you don't eat meat. Same thing go for the rest of them. It's in the Bible too. I just never wrote it down. I've been meaning to for years. I just never got around to it. But I noticed that people that go by that, I'm wondering if you go by that, go back by that, will our structure change? Because even I'm overweight. People think obesity is real. You can be obese, just a few pounds over, really. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about, like me, I ain't got a problem with big women or small women. It ain't nothing. I know how to handle my own, you know what I'm saying? But is it healthy for you? Like my ex-wife, when she was gaining that weight, I kept rushing her to the hospital, and I would take her to nutritionists. I would take her to expensive places where the insurance don't pay for it, trying to figure out what was wrong with her. I ain't know she was involved in all these people that were doing all this dark magic. That's what it was. And I couldn't get it because we ate perfect. She cooked. We ate good. We ate perfect. We spent a lot of money on healthy eating. And I just didn't get it. I was in way better shape than them when I was with her. I was real. I was in outstanding shape. And I couldn't understand why she wasn't getting up. And I was panicking because I didn't want her to die because I cared for her. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want our child to lose their mama. And it's just like, you can't care for nobody. I mean, I just didn't know what was going on. Let me just say that. I didn't know what was going on. But, so that's the way it is. So, like I said, I just learned a lot. In solitude, I learned a lot more. And it's like, we need this time by ourselves. We need to be like a tree. And that's what I got from jail. How to be peaceful when I know I gotta be like a tree. And that's what I brought. And I think we can learn a lot from people like that. I did. But anyway, she was like, don't do, yeah, because now that I know what I know about DNA, yeah, stay yourself. But if you can't, God gonna void you. He gonna disregard you, the energy and all the energy around you. If these people put you in this situation, and what they try to do is utilize your energy to keep them out of karma way, it won't work this time. Because she right, what you do is, if you stuck in a situation where you feel like they could deal with you, that's where you practice standing on your own 2 feet. Being a man or a woman of your own, right there where you at, even in the midst of all them wolves, and you just let them all know, this is where I stand, this is how I feel about this situation, this is what I feel like going on, and I don't think we need to deal with each other until this is resolved, if we even deal with each other then, because after I hear what I need to hear and after the smoke clear, then we'll see where we go from there. Because I might deal with you and I might not deal with you. And I'm going to have to go over with my Father God to see if I can even deal with you. And if God don't say I can deal with you, I'm not going to deal with you. And so far, God ain't telling me to deal with nobody. But God, I can hear him in the astral saying, disregard my son. Disregard, avoid my son. And he's sending this wave of energy through the world, around me and through the world, I guess. But basically, mainly, I know for a fact, around me. And it's not good energy. And he telling the energy, just avoid my son and disregard my son. That's why I hear in the astral. I hear that a lot, actually. So I thank God that I started sitting right here and being patient and taking on him more, learning about my father more, and trying to be more like my father. And it's like these different stages. Like just lift the sensitivity stones. I heard that. Lift the sensitivity stones. It's like you go through these stages. You got the sensitivity stone. Like when I was going through that phase where y'all kept sending me these messages. Quit being so apologetic. But I think that from that doppelganger. See, I had a problem with that doppelganger. Somebody was married in my name and everything. And God lifting that. We call them passengers. And they ain't supposed to be. I got married one time and I got a divorce in like 2017. Shouldn't be married again. But the paperwork was screwy, bro. It's like I went to court to get a divorce and they took me to jail. So like I couldn't even get the paperwork that I needed. It was like it was all planned out perfectly to where I couldn't even get the paperwork. I couldn't pay on my taxes. Somebody else had to take over and pay my taxes. And they just basically put me in the home. Then they had even got me a bed, a medical bed. Like literally, I gave the medical bed away. They gave me a medical bed, bro. When I first got in this situation, a bed where you just gotta lay in and get ready to die. Man, it was just so much evil, bro, on top of evil. And I moved that bed. It was a nice bed. It was a comfortable bed. It was a real good bed. But I knew what kind of bed it was. And I said, I don't want this bed. And he said, that person that gave me the bed, he was like, why you don't want this bed? I said, you know I don't want this bed. I ain't finna be laying around. I ain't finna explain myself neither. I said, I don't want this bed. Get a bed to such and such. And they gave the bed to such and such. Don't do that. I said, we ain't gonna move like that because I know what y'all did. And you know what I'm saying? If I know what y'all did, that's what messed everybody up. They wanted me to play dumb as if I'm gonna let you kill me. And I ain't gonna say nothing about it. I'm a grown, hard-working man. And I've been busting my tail my whole life. And you want a person like me to my status. And now we got this one person in our family who is really intelligent. I said, would y'all do it to her? And they were like, no, no, no. Well, why you doing it to me? Cause I feel like I'm way smarter than her. And they didn't say nothing. Because she went to college. Everybody in the family supported her going to college. They made sure I didn't go, though. You see what I'm saying? So, it was like you just did too much. You've been doing too much and it's over. And I asked my father God about the situation. And he said, just stand straight up. That's all you're going to have to do. And when he told me that, I was leaning. I was leaning in all kind of departments. I was leaning everywhere. I was all over the place. DNA was all over the place. My addictions was all over the place. Everything about me was all over the place. He said, if you stand straight up, I got you, son. That's what God told me. That's what my father God told me. He said, you stand straight up, I got you. I got you. No matter what. And I'm looking at God like, you done, they got computers down here now. I ain't even thinking, bro. I'm ratchet, they're still ratchet, you know. Like they got computers down there not even thinking that God is the source. You feel what I'm saying? God was the first person that had a computer. So can't nobody work a computer like God can work a computer. You know what I'm saying? I got ideas for computers that I have to hold back. Cause I want to let it slip out my mouth, but I know my boy Elo and everybody jump on and then it'll be a bigger mess out here. I just hold it back. But it's just, I can hear God because he used these certain words to, let me shut up. See, I almost gave it away again. I'm telling you, bro. And then I realized God is source. Ain't no source. None of us got source. It ain't nothing. Without the source, it ain't no point in plugging nothing in the wall. And I was like, man, I don't know why I did you like that, God. And I had to apologize to God. You know what I'm saying? I had to apologize to God. Being in this situation, I had to, pray, meditate, but I had to apologize the most. And when I meditate, I'm apologizing the most. It ain't even the words. I ain't got enough words to explain to God how much I love him to forgive me for, because I done built up such a relationship with God. Then I'm glad social media, y'all back to letting people say God. Man, run Satan out of there, man. All creativity come from God. Everything we love came from God. Everything we used to love doing came from God. And all the good and all the light came from God. You know, Satan just distorting it and turning it around. We don't want that. We don't want that. That's a lie. That's an illusion. I know it. In the street, same thing, like with the women that, you know, IQ really ain't good. You keep saying that's it. Them says, I know them partners. I'm the chemist on the street, and I know them partners that you saying is good or not good scientifically. I know they're not good. I know they contaminated bad, really, really bad. And I also know you got to do drugs just to deal with them, so it's not good. Because you got to numb the pain before you sleep with the pain. So you move, don't. We trying to put God back in the equation. We need God because it's been too much in the negative, and we need to at least be neutral and need to at least get balanced out, or you're going to have to be positive. And I don't mind being positive because I started out at 12 years old and negative. So it's time for me to be positive. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I just want to let everybody know out there, like I said, the Lynn, she right, but because this DNA stuff is really, we getting somewhere with this stuff. And now that we know it, we all waking up from it. We know we are. I know we are. I don't even gotta hear from y'all. I know we are. I can see it. Y'all more open. I'm proud of y'all. I can't see y'all, talk to y'all, no, because they doppelganger me. I've been working hard for somebody else's shadow, and they ran me in the ground. They couldn't do right by me. After they done hit me so many times, I knew they were gonna go ahead and go the full throttle on me, because that's the way my energy works. These chains gonna connect you to me, and you gonna stay right there till my Father God come and analyze you and see what you done to me, and they gonna go ahead and finish you. You don't want to hear the rest of the story. You don't want to hear the rest of the story. Y'all finna see it though. The whole world finna see it. Just like you watch me, you know the people who've been attacking me. You watching the people who've been attacking me, and you starting to realize something different about the people that have been attacking me. Yeah, we all finna see this live. This gonna be bigger than your tests. This gonna be bigger than the your rub test. Way bigger. Way bigger. Way bigger. Get your wallets out. Way bigger. But anyway, so what do you do? She explained how you can start not deal with people, but what do you do when you stuck and you buried alive? Give it everything to God and do not deal with people. He put you in a position so you can build yourself, build your character. He put you, so they buried you alive and somehow you stuck because they're going to utilize your energy. They're going to utilize your energy to project, to reflect, to try to keep karma off of them. They're going to, somebody doing magic basically. And they're going to try to utilize your energy to trick guys, the source, the astro, into thinking, okay, he's getting stuff, but he's just not doing that. We living good because he helping us. Really, they done robbed me and put me in a situation where I can't even help myself. But they put magic down. They putting the magic down to the point where they don't want the astro to notice it. But that's the problem. They do notice it because God put his child to intercept it. God put his child where y'all would normally do this and get away with it. This time, God put his child here to intercept it. So that's why I didn't fight for the money, because I'm God's child. That's why I didn't fight for what you was doing and attacking me for, because I'm God's child. That's why I didn't fight for this barrel you put my ideas and creativity in. That bucket y'all use, you put all my creativity in and pull out, because I'm God's child. I didn't care about it. And that's why I didn't complain about your little test, because I'm God's child. I'm doing all this for God. God was like, okay, yeah, you do that, do this, do that. And I'll tell you when to stop doing it. You're like that right there. It's good having this conduit to God, bro. Like, I don't even need nothing but some good music and listen to my little four buddies and watch some MMA or something, some martial art or whatever. Time to time, good. I ain't gotta do nothing else. You know what I'm saying? 4 to 5, 6 buddies or whatever. First on the first little the shorts. You know what I'm saying? See what they got to say. That Liam make me mad though. You get on my nerve a little bit in a good way. She be on me like a mama or something. You can be my mama, baby. All you want to. But anyway, yeah, give it to God and let God have it all. Let God have it all, y'all. Don't be ashamed of God. That's crazy. Why we gonna be ashamed of God and put Satan on a pedestal? That don't make no sense. Give it all to God. So he gonna build you, and what's gonna happen is all these people gonna come at you. All these people. That's perfect. It's perfect for God to put you in this position because you had to become a tree right there in the center where everybody sacrificed you. So these people supposed to love you. These supposed to be friends, family, lovers. And now they put you in a place where they can point and say, but it ain't none of that. They got to come up to you and you going to check them. And when you check them, they going to realize ain't nothing about it. They going to go behind your back and hi. But when they come, even who they go behind your back and hi with, they going to talk to them. That person going to say, well, let's go back over there. And then both of them going to come back. You going to check both of them. See what I'm saying? And then they going to go back and do the hi again. And then 3 more going to come back. You going to check all 3 of them before you know you ain't got nobody else to check. And what that did, that built up character. That built up a wall. That built up strength. So that built up what kind of build was that? That's a kind of build where I didn't quit the drugs and now I'm hiding from the drugs and I can't go around the drugs. I quit the drugs and I can still be around the drugs and not even worry about doing the drugs. I ain't even thinking about doing the drugs. I could care less about the drugs. And not only do I care less about the drugs, you gonna notice the energy that I care less about the drugs and you gonna ask me, how did I quit them drugs? You're like that right there. So that's the same thing in this situation. You put me in a situation in my home where you think I'm supposed to be scared to come in my home, tiptoe in my home. Hell no. You gonna tiptoe around me? I didn't kill me, you killed me, you buried me. I didn't bury me, you buried me. You know what I'm saying? I did my wrong when I had my near-death experience, and I'm paying for that. I paid for that. And that's why I got this deal with God. Now I did my deal for that. That's why I told my father, when he came and got me out of hell, he said, what are you doing in here? Why are you here? I said, I can't. One thing I do remember telling my father, I earned it. And that's when he touched me, like I said, he just saw it all himself. He said, you never had a life, basically. Somebody kept on living in your shadow. And that pissed him off. And he told me like at 17 or 18, I wasn't even supposed to struggle no more. Something like that. Just like that right there. I told him I earned it. What? When you meet God, it's like it's something on God. And all these questions y'all got for God when y'all get to that leadership scale, you're not going to ask God because it's something on God. You're going to notice what you're supposed to have done for God. And I just knew immediately I didn't do it. And I knew I did quite the opposite. I told him, I ain't telling him disrespectfully. I said I earned it. I went to hell. I earned it. I did whatever I'm in hell for. I did it. I ain't disrespecting him or nothing. I said I did it. I said I didn't know how to be no good man. I ain't had nobody teach me how to be a good man. That's all I told him. Peace and love out there, y'all.